Now, welcome to a special report on a pressing issue that affects millions of people across the continent, the African continent. And as the digital landscape continues to expand across the globe, Africa has also seen some dark underbelly of online scams. Recent crackdown by Interpol has revealed just how rampant these fraudulent activities have become in Africa, raising critical questions about internet safety. Today, we dive deep into this debate. Can Africa truly protect its citizens from the relentless rise of online scams, or are we left to navigate this treacherous and virtual world on our own?
So I mean, I know we concentrate today on Africa, but I don't think that, Africans in law enforcement are any worse off than, say, the rest of the world. Our operations did concentrate and focus on Africa, but as you mentioned, Michael, the operation resulted in a net of identification of 88,000 victims. Those are based in Africa. So we were able to, hopefully the law enforcement there is able to support them and help them. We're also able to, the African law enforcement, able to arrest 1,200 suspects, potential, cyber criminals. So in that regard, yes. But I also think that one of the things that Interpol tries to do is the credit for all these arrests goes to the African law enforcement agencies. What Interpol does is we help support and coordinate those efforts. But what we will do before the operation is we will bring in law enforcement together who are going to participate in the operation, 18, as you mentioned.
Yes, actually, that was supposed to be my follow-up question about the involvement of some of these security personnel and maybe the law enforcement in different countries. Now, you look at a major situation whereby each and every day we have victims, people who are coming forth, showing us that they've lost this, they've gone through this. How is this effective in terms of even protecting those who are in diaspora, those who are outside Africa? Because some of these activities, they're not just happening within the borders, within the Africa, but you find that it's sort of like a ring. So how is this even protective in terms of including those in the diaspora?
Yeah, so, I mean, cybercrime is very, very complex. I mean, you can have the cyber criminals on one continent. You can have the equipment and the infrastructure that they're using based somewhere else on a different continent, and victims are going to be global. So to be able to be successfully combat transnational cybercrime, what you need is cooperation and collaboration. I think that's where Interpol's greatest strength is. We have 196 countries that we can connect. And to your point, yeah, you will have operations and criminal activity in all over the world, and they will target Africans. And then you will have, criminal activity that's based in Africa that will target, potential victims, again, outside of Africa. So the hope is that we were able to, through Interpol channels, that law enforcement across the globe will connect to us in the Cybercrime Directorate here and say, hey, we need some assistance. We need some contacts. We need to be able to identify and notify some victims in a separate, country, continent, wherever, and that's where we hopefully can play a big role.
And I think most importantly, I would say data protection is fundamental. We need to be very sincere about where we are at in Africa in terms of protecting the data of its citizens. And last but not least, of course, due process-based cybercrime enforcement. I think we cannot end a problem without these three elements. So I would say no switches or silence, but I would say more empowerment and accountability and capacity building of people.